All right, so right now we're going to look at the minor scale. There's three forms of the minor scale. There's the natural minor, the harmonic minor, and the melodic minor, as you've just read about. So I did want to take a little bit to talk about why, so you could hear it in my own words. The natural minor scale, whenever you're in doubt, just like I said with C in the major scale, build it off of A because there's no flats and sharps. So as we look here on the board, we see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And then if we were to go through, we could figure out whole, half, whole, half, whole, the pattern, and then we could apply that to all the other scales to come up with our natural minor. But what's tricky is we also have to figure out the other two forms of the scale. So I'm going to pull up the pop-up piano. I'm going to play that A minor scale for you. There you go. Sorry about that slight typo there. So that sounds very much like a minor scale that we've all heard before. But what happens is, and this is where it's going to get kind of tricky, and I need you to bear with me. We're going to kind of go a little advanced. So chords are when we strike multiple notes together, and typically when you have a chord, you would play one of the scale, 3 and 5, right? So that would make up an A minor chord in the key of A minor. But what happens is in music we see a lot of 1 chords and we see a lot of 5 chords. If you listen to some popular music, you're definitely going to run into those. So if I build a 5 chord in A, that's A, B, C, D, E. And then I go to that's the root, 1, 2, skip a note, go to the 3rd, and go to the 5th. All right, so that is my 5 chord. And again, I know we're getting a little advanced. I just want you to bear with me for a minute. When we hear this chord, what we're going to notice is it's minor. And that's nice, but it doesn't give us what we need it to, which is making the 5 chord a strong chord at the end of a phrase. Let's listen to this, a major chord. Right? So typically what happens in music is the 5 chord is the next to last chord and then it ends on 1. So when the 5 chord is in minor, we don't have the strong pull back to 1. So what they do is they play in the key of a harmonic minor with that G sharp, so that our 5 chord, which I'll draw up here, has a G sharp in it and is major, right? So, but here comes the problem. When I play that A minor scale, I've got that strange augmented third that sounds a little bit funky. It works great for our harmonic purposes. All right, there you go. Works great for our harmonic purposes. That's why it's called the harmonic minor scale, for harmonic reasons. But it doesn't really work that well for our melodic purposes because it kind of sounds, I don't know, Egyptian or Eastern, you know, it just doesn't sound the way we want it to sound. So what they did, in fact, let's play it, is they played a raised 6th and 7th. Let's take a look at those notes. A raised 6th and 7th on the way up to create a melodic minor scale. And now that sounds very nice. It sounds very natural. But the problem is, let's compare it to an A major scale. The only note that's different is the C sharp to C natural, and that's not different enough. So that is why they will play a melodic minor ascending and then natural minor descending. So when you're asked to write a harmonic minor scale, that's all you have to do, add the 1 sharp. But if you're asked to write a melodic, you have to add 2 sharps. You make the 6th and 7th scale degree, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7th scale degree raised a half step. And then when you descend, you have to, so typically I would like to keep writing horizontally, but I'm going to come down here. After A comes G natural and F natural, and then E, D, C, B, A. So an entire melodic minor scale would go A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, G natural, F natural, E, D, C, B, A. And let's take a listen to what that sounds like, because it's like, you might think, oh, that's going to sound kind of weird, isn't it? Surprisingly, it doesn't sound weird. It sounds pretty easy to listen to. So that is why we have three forms of the minor scale. One is just what happens naturally. One, for harmonic purposes, we make a shift. And then the other, for melodic purposes, we make a shift. Now, that was a long explanation, but I know personally sometimes it helps to have all that information so I can better understand why they're called that way. Hopefully now you'll remember, oh, harmonic, that's the one that needs a raised 7 to make the chord sound major. We're not going to talk about chords for quite a bit longer, but still helps to know that. All right. Thank you very much.